Shots maybe? How about shooters? Or maybe you just want a tea light candle holder. Welcome to this Sparrow Art Vibes YouTube channel. Recently, a customer reached out to me and asked me to create a beach-themed shot glass paddle. So today we're diving into that project, and we're going to create that shot glass paddle, which is actually perfect for a home bar and really perfect for just entertaining when you have friends around. I've created this paddle in various color palettes. The paddle was created for Valentine's Day. This one features an autumn color palette. Here it is in the colors, the police colors, you know, the thin blue line colors of blue, black, and white. These two shot glass paddles, one in green and gold, and the other in orange, white, and green, celebrate Irish heritage. And here's one created in the pastels of spring. And you can watch video number 55 to actually see how I created the spring shot glass paddle. So if you want to see how I created this 4 glass beach themed shot glass paddle with a leather tie for hanging, keep watching. Hello again, gentle people. Whether this is your first time visiting my channel or you're a returning subscriber, welcome to this Sparrow Art Vibes video tutorial. I hope you'll find inspiration here to create something beautiful. I'm Hazel, a retired educator turned resin artist and artrepreneur, and every week I share how I create the products that are available in my Etsy shop. As always, if you like what you see but don't want to take the time to make it yourself, please feel free to purchase it at Sparrow Art Vibes shop on Etsy. You can actually pause the video and scan the QR code on the screen to visit my shop. And if my video inspires you, please like, comment, share it with some friends, and of course, if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. So let's get started on this fun project. Gentle people, let's take a look at the materials that we need to make our beach themed shot paddle. So of course we start with our shot paddle silicone mold. We need resin. I will be for the first time using Alumilite resin. This is the Alumilite Part A resin and the Alumilite Part B hardener. Now let me tell you, I have been using Envirotex Light, and Amazon actually kind of goofed me up because it turns out there are now 2 companies selling a product called Envirotex Light Pour On resin. I'll grab the image and stick it in here in just a second. But that's our resin. We need a large measuring cup. We need a small measuring cup. We will need a large stir stick. As small as this is, we are going to be using 3 colors of mica powder. So we need 3 paper cups, and that means 3 stir sticks. Nitrile gloves always for safety. And then for my mica powders, I have an old collection of all-starry blue mica powders. And so I am going to be using the macaw blue, the Okinawa blue, and the aqua blue. I'm going to use those 3 colors out of that collection. We are going to give our water a bit of shimmer by adding some holographic glitter. And this is kind of a green, blue, teal thing going on there. And where's my sand? We need my beach sand. And then shells, lots of assorted shells. So I have some spirals here. I have some colorful ones here. I forget the names of these shells. Then I have some mother of pearl in natural. I have some mother of pearl in blue. And I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. So we'll clear this off and we will get started having fun. All right, gentle people. As with every tutorial I do, I remind you to follow the manufacturer's instructions. We today are using the Alumilite Amazing Clear Cast Epoxy, and they have all of these directions, and then step-by-step mold preparation, coating preparation. But what we're most interested in is this part on measuring. That writing is like really small, so I'm going to just take a screen. That writing is really small, so I'm just going to take a picture of that and insert it. What it tells us is that we have a mixing ratio of 1:1, so that means we're going to combine equal parts of part A, epoxy resin, and part B, hardener. And then it tells you to mix for 3 to 4 minutes. We'll do the 4 minutes. And then it just says pour and do your thing. So my measuring cup is marked for 40. We need 40 milliliters to work with. So we are going to do 20 of the part B hardener. Turn that so I can see it. And then 20 milliliters of the part A resin. They're calling it epoxy. And 40 is actually more than what we need. 40 is a little more than what we need, but I want to make sure that the shells are not lost in the sand. And so we said 4 minutes. I think that's what we said. We said, yep, they say 3 to 4 minutes, so we'll mix for 4 minutes. And let's start. Good. I've got to blow my nose. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, boy, when you're trying to stay with the timer. All right, so we're just going to pour this clear resin into our handle and down a little ways. And I like to put a stick under here just to make sure the resin stays at that end. I'll move it back a little bit more. All right, and then now we can have some fun. Let's start placing some shells in here. And I place some of them right side up. I place some of them upside down so you can see the bottoms of the shells. Because in nature, they're not all going to be facing the same direction. Let's get a few of these in there. Let's get some spirals in there. We want to give it some color. So let's do some of these mother of pearl. And you can add as many or as few shells as you want. Just that's up to you. Let's see some of the And actually, I have some small starfish. Hold on. Let me see if I have any starfish that are small enough to fit on here. Let's see. Let's see if we got any tiny ones. And it's funny, I'm always debating whether to put it with the bottom showing or with the top showing. And I tend to put them with the, with that side, the bottom side showing. Yeah, I think that'll give it a little more interest to have that starfish in there. And try not to have everything in a straight row. Oh, got some shark eyes. I got a container full of shark eyes here. Let's see if we've got a little one. Yeah, we'll drop a shark eye in there. I like those. The sand dollars, the shark eyes, the starfish are expensive. I'm going to put that one right there. And then we'll leave this and we'll come back in about an hour or so and we'll mix the sand to go on top of that. I like these pink shells. I don't even know what that one is. And I just want another little piece of blue to go right there. right there. All right, so we're going to leave that, and we'll be back to put our sand on. Gentle people, I am back, and we are going to do the same thing we did earlier. Mix 40 milliliters here. So we have our Part B hardener. $20 milliliters of the Part B hardener. 20 milliliters of the Part A resin. And we are going to go ahead and pour that in one of our cups. I'm just going to do that now. And we said this has a 4-minute mix. 4 minutes. All right. And this is my sand. This is literally sand taken from the beach, Daytona Beach. So we're going to add some sand to this. 1, 2, 3. And let's mix that and see how it looks. And I did not have in my materials my extra fine glitter, but I always put the extra fine gold glitter in my sand, because when you go to the beach and the sun hits the sand, it always has little glints of gold. And so I didn't have that in my materials, but we're going to add some of that. I think that's mixed well enough, and so we're simply going to pour our sand mixture to cover our shells. And again, we want to leave this stick under here to keep that sand at that end. All right, so we'll give that about an hour and then we will come back and we will mix the resin for our water. All right, quick and easy. I am back. Let's get the stick from under this. And so now we need to mix the resin for our water. And so I need 140 milliliters this is 50, 100, 150. There is no 40 on here, so I'm going to mix 100 in here, mix 40 in here, and put them together. So again, 50 milliliters of the bee. The bee in that cup, and oops, let's see, let me move that over. And I got a shadow so I can't see. And 20 milliliters of the bee in this measuring cup. And then the part A. So again, 50 milliliters in here to make 100. And another 20 in here to make 40. And then we are going to pour our 40 into our 100, and then we will have our 140. All right, and we have a 4-minute mix. Alright, now we're going to just divide this resin into 3 cups. Alright, and then we picked these 3 mica powders. So this is the aqua blue. This is the darker one. And it's not dark per se. It's not really dark. It's darker. It's a bluer blue. We just want a little bit of that at the bottom here. And we're going to add some of this holographic glitter. So that's our aqua blue. And then we are going to do our macaw blue. The macaw. mica powder left on my stick. Well, the other side of that is not closed. And then our Okinawa blue. And this is not a lot of glitter because we don't want the glitter to compete with the shells in the sand, but we do want some dimension to the water, and that's what the glitter does. And you'll just see little flecks. All right, so then we pour. Perfect. And I'm just going to tilt this a little bit so that some more of that lighter color flows down. Alright, and then we're just going to hit this with a heat gun to pop the air bubbles. And anybody who's watched my videos knows my table is not level, so this is right up on the rim here but lower over there. So we're just going to stick a stick under here to level that out some. All right, and we'll cover this and allow it to cure. All right, gentle people, I am back. So let's take the cover off of this. And today we actually get to do a reveal. When I did the Afro Lady trays, you could see what the tray looked like. Oh, this is still kind of soft. But let's. Let's see what we're working with here. So that's the back side where we poured, and all right, 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's pretty. That's gorgeous. That is beautiful. See how nice the shells look in that? My goodness, that's beautiful. Oh, I wrote that pink stand. That pink is so nice. That pink starfish. And see, this is why you want to put the shells in clear resin. Let that kind of gel, then put the sand on. The first time I did this, I put the shells on, I poured the sand on, and then I poured the water on, and when I took it out, all of the shells were underneath the sand, and I was horrified. But yeah, so there you have it. So we are just going to, actually, yeah, let me see. What's this? Let me see, the burring tool, let's see. Oh, that's not taking anything off of that. Okay. All right, so what we are going to do is add our rubber bumps. As I said in the beginning, I had never used this Alumilite resin, and this is still a little soft, so I think it really needs a little longer to fully cure. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and put our rubber bumps on. I always use the 3M rubber bumps. They are clear, they are non-skid, and they last forever. So I always put one up top here, one right here at the handle. Voila, 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 and voila. And one other thing, I said I didn't put the extra fine glitter in the materials. I also didn't put the leather hanger. And so I totally forgot to add this. I just grabbed this in Michael's. They call it cording, but it's strips of leather. And so here is a teal kind of one there. There is a blue one there. I guess if I wanted to be dramatic, I could even do a pink on here to pick up that pink, that pink. Yeah, I could do pink. I could do pink on there, and that would make these colors pop a little more. But I think we're going to stay traditional, and I think I'm going to do the bluer. This goes nice with these shells with this mother of pearl up here, but I think I'm going to do blue so it's not really noticeable. We don't really want you paying attention to this. So we're just going to pop this through here and cut this. And again, this is, they call it cording. They call it cording. So, you know, polyester leather strips. And we'll just knot this. There we go. And this is actually a very clean pour, but I always, regardless to what I do, I always either take the deburring tool or the Dremel and go around the edges, so I will do that. But for now, this is what we're working with. That's gorgeous. That is gorgeous. Okay, you will recall I went to do the trim on this, although this is a really nice clean, this was a nice clean pour, and just really, really beautiful. It turned out really well. But again, it was a little bendy, and it's still a little bendy. This was resin I had never used before, the Alumilite. And I became concerned because I absolutely followed the directions. But it does say here, for curing times, working time 30 to 40 minutes, tack-free curing is reached 24 to 48 hours. Full curing results 3 to 7 days. So this is not a matter of I did something wrong. This is just this resin just takes longer to do its thing. I am going to go ahead and just put the Dremel on this off camera. I'd already put the rubber bumps on off camera. I did add the label, and so we're just going to take the Dremel, hit this edge, varnish it, and then of course we are done. But I really became concerned that I had done something wrong, though I was following the directions. But that says, that actually says curing time 3 to 7 days, depending on the ambient temperature of the room. So let's do this and we'll be finished. Alright, well, let's just get the dust off of this. Yeah, that's a concern, 3 to 7 days. I do not like this product. And I always do my finished edges with the DuraClear, the Deco Art DuraClear Gloss Varnish. Since it's just this line around the edge here, I'm not even going to pour it into a container. I'm going to just work with it directly out of the bottle. And all we're doing is going along that edge right there. And the sanded part becomes invisible. And the edges of resin can actually be pretty sharp. On that fancy resin holder, that was the first time I cut my hand. I was trying to demold the holder, and boy, it was like a razor blade, and I says, oh no, this is dangerous. But it didn't deter me. It just made me realize, you know, you've got to finish these edges. I would hate to have a customer receive something and then claim to be injured by my product. So I am always sanding and varnishing these edges. All right, and you can see how that's bending a little bit. Okay, so we are done. Let me turn it that way with the label facing. We are done.